Welcome to Please Me, the award-winning sexuality podcast bringing you bold conversations and big clit energy. I'm thrilled to announce that Please Me is the #1 ranked sexuality podcast in the USA and worldwide. I'm Eve, your host, on a journey from trauma to sexual liberation. Join me and my guests as we dive into conversations around orgasm equality, self-love, body positivity, and essential sex education. Let's reclaim pleasure and close the orgasm gap, one empowering conversation at a time. Last episode, I shared my feature interview from the Ask a Sex Therapist podcast, where host Heather Shannon put me in the hot seat to dive into all my favorite topics in sexual wellness, intimacy, and empowerment. If you've never heard me interviewed as a guest, be sure to go back and listen. Today, we're resuming my Kink series, and I'm speaking with Ben from the Kink Shop about his amazing sexy products and his own journey in the kink lifestyle. He shares a wealth of knowledge on items like floggers, whips, and cuffs, and this episode is a must-listen for anyone curious about the kink world from a safe, informed, and consent-focused perspective. So grab your leather and join me for a great conversation. I'm thrilled to share that Please Me has been honored with 3 major Spotify awards in 2025. The Rising Star Award, where my show outpaced 99% of other podcasts. The Marathon Show Award, where fans listened longer than 99% of other shows. And the Most Shared Show Award, where Please Me was shared by more than 98% of all podcasts. Huge thanks to everyone who has rated, reviewed, and shared Please Me. Because of you, we're now the #1 sexuality podcast in the world. If you're listening, be sure to subscribe to this channel, leave a review, and comment on your favorite show. I respond to every single message and love hearing from each of you. According to my Spotify Wrapped, my show has been heard in 88 countries on Spotify alone, and altogether in 122 countries worldwide. This week, I'm spotlighting the 5 countries that were my biggest supporters on Spotify: the United States, Spain, Ireland, the United Kingdom, and Australia. Thank you for tuning in and turning up the volume on pleasure. Through the end of the year, I am continuing to raise funds for the survivors of the catastrophic typhoon in the Philippines, which struck just weeks after a devastating 6.9 magnitude earthquake hit the same region. Please check the show notes for the donation link. Any support you can give is truly appreciated. Want to ask a question for the Please Me podcast? Join the conversation on Patreon or subscribe to my Substack newsletter for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes updates, and a chance to have your questions featured on the show. Patreon also includes the full Kink series episodes, exclusive guest photo shoots, and my New Orleans photo set of me. Step into the community for more intimacy, education, and sex-positive insights. Please Me is for mature audiences, so sit back, relax, and surrender to the pleasure of Please Me.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Probably our best selling item and item that we get so much interest in is our claw gloves. They are black deer leather gloves that we have, I'm going to say dull spikes on that you can use, that is used for sensation play.
Hello and welcome to Please Me, the podcast that aims to destigmatize conversations about sex and sexual health by turning the sheets into our classroom. Today, I'm excited to welcome Ben from the Kink Shop, and he is going to introduce himself in just a minute, but he started his journey in the lifestyle in 2022, and I'm so excited to talk to you about your journey specifically and the Kink Shop specifically, because I want to break down the B, the D, the S, and the M today. And I want you to tell me all of the amazing things that you offer through the Kink Shop. So with that being said, I want to welcome you, Ben, to Please Me. How are you today?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, absolutely. I would love for you to give a small introduction about yourself. That way we know who you are and what you do for the Kink Shop.
Well, right now, I am part of the sales team with, in the future, to become co-owner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The business started back in the 90s.
Okay.
with Master Mac and Miss Rita. Um, Miss Rita was my second mom, kind of growing up. My Trent was my best friend through junior high and high school, and we have stayed pretty close, not just with friendship, but relative distance from each other since high school. I mean, we've ventured our own ways, but we've always found our way back to the same city where each other were, if you will. So yeah, I mean, I remember when the Kink Shop was very, very, very small, uh, and not that at the time I was real curious about it, but wasn't in the lifestyle yet. But yeah, hence that's my journey started in 2022, shortly after really joining in with the Kink Shop.
Okay. So it sort of went hand in hand with you joining the Kink Shop, and then you became part of the lifestyle, meaning the kink lifestyle. And I will preface this by saying that the swinger lifestyle also calls their lifestyle the lifestyle. So it can be a little bit confusing. So
Yeah.
today, when we refer to the lifestyle, quote unquote, we're talking about the kink lifestyle. Okay. Very good. So I want to kind of dive into the B, the D, the S, and the M of BDSM, right? And talk about the different things that you offer through the Kink Shop in terms of, let's start with bondage, because that's the first one, right? So what sorts of things does the Kink Shop offer that can help people to get their bondage game going?
Well, and the bondage part of it is actually something that we have just ventured into, actually. So we do have started carrying a select amount of collars, cuffs, restraints, that type of thing for the bondage side. We're excited to start having these out. We're trying to figure out our best way of displaying them. 'Cause I know I've personally done one event with the products, and they sold really well. So I'm excited to see what we end up deciding on the getting them shown at the shows, if you will. If we're going to make its own little cabinet, or if we're going to just display them along with our other items, or if it's going to be its own display.
Okay, very good. Yes. And I met Ben actually at DomCon. And DomCon, as I've said before, and this is, he's part of this kink series, is a conference where all of the femdoms or the dominatrixes of the world come together and teach each other their techniques and really just elevate their game in their professions. And so it was such an amazing conference. And there was a huge display hall with many different vendors. The Kink Shop was one of them. And so this is how I was in contact with Ben. And so I'm assuming that this is something that you kind of travel with. Is this like, do you do more? How many conferences do you do per year?
Excuse me. The Kink Shop does, oh gosh, I'd have to, I think this last year or this year, we have done, between all of our sales teams, we've done about 24 different conferences.
Wow. Okay. So you're all over the place. Amazing.
Yeah. Yes. All over north, south, east, west, anyway, and we're looking to get outside of the US.
Okay. Do you have any specific conferences that you are already scheduled for outside of the US?
No, not
Okay.
scheduled for it. It's something
Gotcha.
that we are looking. There
Okay.
are some quite good shows in Europe that we are looking to try to get into, and to bring our products to the European market.
Okay, very cool. I think that would be amazing. And I know that when we were talking and in our pre-call, talked about the violet wand, right? And that would be part of, I would say, the sadist and masochist side. So do you want to just explain what the violet wand is and what it does and what its capabilities are? Because I find this particular toy very interesting.
Well, the violet wand is the key essential piece for any electroplay scene. We the wand produces the electricity. You can use it with various different types of body contacts that are available out there. And what that essentially does is makes it to where the top, and well, it also could be used on the bottom, to get the electric to go through the body and to then give that to somebody else, whether it be through actual touch, person to person touch, or any implement, if you will, that is conductive. So yeah. And then, from there, you can, with a little practice, you can kind of control the sensation of the electric feeling, depending on how intense or soft, if you will, that you want to make it.
Okay, so is it a possibility to have it be non-painful, just sensory, like a sensory input that is not painful?
Yes, it is possible. Yes.
Okay, so at the lowest, like the lower levels of
Low,
intensity, I
low,
would guess.
low settings, and depending on, with body touch to touch, it's very much to make it soft, if you will, you want to have a larger contact surface area. So, you wouldn't want to use your finger point. You'd want
Okay.
to use like your whole hand, the whole palm of your hand, your whole forearms, things like that. The larger the surface area, the less intense it's going to be.
Okay.
But for that more intense, the lesser the surface area, the more intense it's going to be.
Right, because it's going to be like specifically electricity passing through maybe your finger point or a tool, like
Right.
something that's
Right.
metallic that could transmit that electrical input. So,
Right.
okay, so I like the idea that it can be less intense too, because honestly, the violet wand scares me. I'm like, oh, it's maybe too much for me. I don't know. But I would actually want to try it if it was the entire forearm or the entire hand to see if that could be an actual sensation that I would enjoy. So I find this type of instrument really useful and interesting in this world, right? But it's considered it can be considered a pain implement, right? So that would be part of the masochist and sadist. So the sadist is the person who wants to give the pain, and the masochist is the one who wants to receive the pain. So with that being said, are you either of those things or people?
I would be considered a switch. 'Cause
Okay.
I don't mind dishing it out, and there are times that I enjoy taking it as well.
Okay, very good. So this is another, we talked about in another episode we talked about the submissive and the dominant, and then we did define the switch, but you are a switch, and I would say that I'm also a switch as well, because I do like to be submissive for the most part, but I do dabble in on occasion in the dominant side, and so that's why at DomCon I was like in heaven, because I was just absorbing all of this amazing information from all of these incredible women that were there. And so I would love to know what your favorite toy is.
Well, my favorite toy to use, uh, honestly, has to be one of a toy that I've collected that's not even one of ours, unfortunately.
Okay. Okay.
But it's just because it's cool. I like it so much. It's an alligator tail,
Oh, okay.
or a crocodile tail, and yeah, it's kind of used to be like a double tongue or dragon's tongue type whip. But it's long enough that we also can double it over and then kind of use it as a slapper and a paddle, which has also been enjoyable.
Oh, on the other side. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Again, going back to the sadist and the masochist. If I could talk
Masochist.
today. You're right. If I could talk today. um, so yeah, now if I'm bottoming, my favorite toy by far is we have a flogger that we call our boa flogger. That is by far my most favorite toy to be used on me. For sure.
Okay. Okay. And is it a double flogger? Like, is it two?
It can be. It
Okay.
can be.
Okay.
You can floor. It can be used. They can be used to Florentine with, or it
Okay.
can be used singly. And when it's used singly, it has a kind of a secret loop so that it can be doubled over, and then it really packs a good wallop for
Okay.
for impacts, and it's all thud, no sting to it. So yeah, I have found that I'm not too much of a stingy person. A little bit of sting every now and then is good, but I am a more of a thuddy person for sure.
Okay. That brings me to my next question, because I wanted to specifically talk about the thud and the sting, and what would the difference be, and why would someone want more of a thud as opposed to more of a sting?
Well, so again, going back to the sadist and masochist, you know, the thud is more. The thud's going to be more, is more impact driven. It's the, you feel getting hit, but it's more of just the sensation, if you will, and then the force of it. Whereas with sting, you feel that blister coming up as soon as they touch you. And it, and some people really like that feeling and sensation, and others just don't care for it. For me, it's kind of like I said earlier, sometimes I like to sting.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's not what I'm looking for when I'm on bottom. As a top, I love stingy. As a top, I love stingy. Thuddy's fine too. But as a top, I definitely enjoy stingy more. So yeah, I mean that's
You like inflicting the pain. You don't like to
right,
take the pain as much. So stingy would be more
right.
painful.
Yes,
Thuddy would be
definitely.
less painful.
Painful.
And
Yeah,
then
putting in terms of actual pain, I would say yeah. Thud's not is going to be very low pain. Thud's kind of the next step, if you will, from just basic sensation play.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
In my experience, people that are new are looking for the sensation stuff. So anything that's going to be soft and nice and warm, and just to get them started out. And then people like to tend to move into thuddy. And then once they're used and accustomed to kind of thuddy, then if they have any desire for sting, then but I've met people that was full head on first time with sting, and they didn't want anything else.
Okay. Okay.
So
Interesting. Yeah. One
yeah.
of the things that I really learned during DomCon was that, this had been like something that I had heard before, where, BDSM doesn't necessarily have to involve sex. It can
Right.
just be for the sensation
Hmm.
of what you're going for, to release, all of the neurochemicals that are released in the body. And you have this subspace feeling of floating and like being in this like altered state of being, right? And so so that was sort of like a kind of like a new concept for me, because I'm like, why would anyone want to get beat up? Like, to me that doesn't make sense. Like, I want to feel good, right? But I too am sort of on the earlier side of like entering into this space and this community, right? And so
Right.
so I do like some pain with my pleasure.
Hmm.
However, I definitely am more into the sensation play. So let's talk a little bit about sensation play, because I'm sure that the Kink Shop offers different things that can be used for sensation play. Do you want to tell us, what sorts of items the Kink Shop might offer for that? If you've ever wished sex could feel more connected, more intense, or honestly just more fun, you need to check out Shameless Care. They're a telemedicine company built entirely around sexual health, real doctors, real prescriptions, and products that actually work. Like Shameless Chemistry, their oxytocin plus tadalafil blend that deepens connection and boosts arousal. Or Shamelessly Aroused, a topical cream with the active ingredient found in men's ED medication, increasing blood flow exactly where it counts. Every order includes a short video introduction from your doctor, transparent pricing, and no subscriptions ever. Just real, sex-positive healthcare that delivers results. Because you're a Please Me listener, you can use coupon code PLEASEME for $15 off your order of any product on the Shameless Care website. Use the code PLEASEME, that's PLEASEME, at checkout to claim your $15 off. Again, that's shamelesscare.com, code PLEASEME. Because great sex shouldn't be complicated. It should be shameless. This episode is sponsored by Shameless Care.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Probably our best selling item and item that we get so much interest in is our claw gloves. They are black deer leather gloves that we have put, I'm going to say dull spikes on, that you can use, that is used for sensation play. These gloves also happen to be conductive, so they can be used for electric play as well. But those gloves are so much fun. To have those claws kind of swipe down your back and almost any part of your body. And then to kind of go up and start giving a head massage, a scalp massage with those claws is a feeling like nothing else. But we also have our bunny flogger, which is kind of the the intro to floggers, if you will, for sensation play. It's made with real bunny, hide. And fur, and it's a flogger. So you're not going to get a big heavy thud impact with them. I mean, it's going to kind of introduce you to impact play, if you will, but it's not going to be anything hard, thuddy, stinging, or anything like that. It's so it's a good introductory toy. We also have what we call our mop in our pocket toy series, which initially, you definitely can use for sensation. It has its sadist side, if you will. But it's a nice little soft, dry, kind of rolled up towel on a handle that's really nice to play with and can still hit with it while it's dry. When we're at shows and we're showing people, we like to tell them, as a top, you want to keep a cup or a bowl of water nearby, so you get them lulled into a false sense of security with it, because it's all nice and soft, and then you dip it in the water, and then you can whack them with it, and it's no longer soft.
Okay, so it can morph into something else.
Absolutely. We also have a sensation mitt. That we like to say that it has a nice side and a naughty side. The nice side is all fuzzy, furry, nice and cozy, and the other side is the same, but it's got some scratchers, if you will, sewn into it. So that's not so much sharp, but it's definitely scratchy. And so you can kind of get two sensations with one toy, because you can get the scratchy and then you can also get the soft. With sensation, we have a bear claw. So we use the rabbit fur that we use for the bunny flogger. We make it into a kind of a mitt glove type form, and we attach claws that we use on the claw gloves. So it's very much a very good sensation. And then we offer a vegan version, which is the same material that we use on the sensation mitt, but we put the claws on it, and then we offer that without the scratchers or with the scratchers. So you kind of whatever you're really wanting to get into, we've got it for you as far as the sensation. Yeah. We also have been offering a conductive wax, and I would consider wax play definitely sensation play. You're just not getting
Absolutely.
hit. You're not getting impacted by anything, but it's still sensation. I mean, I don't know about you,
Absolutely.
but I remember as a kid, I loved melting wax from candles on me and then peeling it up, and loved that sensation. Didn't know
Yeah,
it was a thing.
yes, yes, it's definitely a thing, right? And yeah, so you can get the wax itself too, or the wax that is appropriate for this type of play from the Kink Shop as well. And I don't know if this is true or not, but is there like a difference between like the wax that you would have in a regular candle, burning in your
Oh yeah,
kitchen, or
yeah,
okay, so tell me the difference, because I think that the heating point might be different, or the
yes.
temperature of the wax
That's
itself might be different.
right.
So tell me exactly what makes it different and why it would be better to get the right kind of wax for your skin. I hope you've enjoyed this conversation. For the full episode, over an hour long, join me on Patreon. Every Friday, we'll explore the world of kink, BDSM, and power exchange with amazing guests who are professionals in the community. On Patreon, you'll get the entire episodes of my kink series, including all the juicy insights and intimate conversations we can't fit in the free version. For just $10 a month, you'll also receive exclusive content, including photos and behind-the-scenes material from dominatrixes and other kink experts. Don't miss a single episode of this BDSM and kink exploration series. Join today and take your curiosity to the next level. If you're feeling disconnected from your body, struggling with intimacy, or facing a sexual health condition, you're not alone. There is no shame in what you're experiencing, and you don't have to figure it out on your own. But the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to reclaim your confidence, pleasure, and connection. That's why I offer a free 15-minute discovery call to explore what's going on and whether working together is the right next step. Spots fill quickly, so don't wait. The link is in the show notes. Grab your time now. Are you looking for a sexy date? Look no further than SDC.com. SDC.com is the premier ethically non-monogamous website that is worldwide. It also hosts a wealth of information on sexuality and sexual health, and I host a free live webinar monthly on the site. You can use code 37340 for a free trial membership on me, and be sure to reach out on the site and say hello.